So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We will be talking about the problem statement today. Achha, there are different patterns to write the problem statement. Problem statement is basically define the problem you are working on and finding a solution. So basically every research aims to solve a problem. In the problem statement we define, since we have already found out the real problem area, from the problem area we have already found out the real problem, the real dependent variable of ours. So the problem statement basically elaborates the idea more with the proper citations, and it talks about the literature we have and we don't have, and it also tells about the significance of the topic. So there are many ways to define the problem statement. One of the best statement which I found in the John Creswell book Educational Research is the way he defines the problem. It starts with the topic of the study of the research, and the second is the research problem, the exact problem, issue, a problem you have already found out, and justification for the research problem, because the problem and the research problem are a different thing. Research problem is the one which requires you to work upon, okay, which solution has already not found. So you are working to find a solution for that. So you see justification for the research problem. Okay, is it a research problem or not? You have to justify. And how do you justify? Evidence from the literature of practical experience that it is a justified research problem. The past literature has documented poor attendance, for example. It is a poor attendance which has been justified, and it is the research problem. It is the research problem. So you see, now when we talk about it is the research problem, so we talk about the literature as well again, and in that we talk about the deficiency. They already work upon, but there is a deficiency, there is the absence of already work done. So you see, when there is we need to evaluate how parents can promote access. So when we talk about the specific topic, since we also know that the research is about the specific topic, so over here we focus that on the specific topic of ours there is a deficiency and the previous researches has not been done. If the researches has already been done, then there is no need for you to research. So this is a very important statement which tells everything about the problem. And you see, if the problem statement is correctly made, then only the research can be truly followed. Otherwise there is no need to follow for the research. Next, show me the problem statement. Move forward, move ahead. Yes. Okay, see, this is the sample statement of the problem. When we say there are elements, as I already mentioned, there are different categories. So these are the elements. First is the topic, second is the research problem, third is the justification, and the fourth is the gap, literature gap. So you see there are different elements. So statement of the problem element, that is your topic of the study. Start with the topic of the study, and these are the problem elements. Topic: tobacco use is the leading cause of cancer in American society. The topic is there. Okay, this is the research problem. So we are talking about. Okay, and these are the elements. So you see, research problem: tobacco use is the leading cause of cancer in American society, with the citation. So researcher does not tell anything by himself, he tells with the citations. But citation is mandatory. Citations can be of any kind. For example, you can any style, APA citation, Chicago style, you can take any one of yours. But in most academic research, the APA is followed, and the APA 7 is the latest one. So you can follow the APA 7. So what does it say? It says McGuinness and Fofe, 1993. So that's how you define that when this article was written and who two authors were written this article. Full stop. Although smoking among adults has declined in recent years, it is telling that smoking is declining. It has actually increased for adolescents. So you see, now you have come to your topic. Your topic is adolescent. Since it has no importance because the smoking is overall is decreasing. So it has no such importance. But when you say increased for adolescents, now it has importance. So you see how you develop your point. If you say only that tobacco uses is keep declining, so there is no use of research. But when we say increase for adolescents, it's important. Over here you can cite as well if you want it. No harm in that. Try to cite, especially in the problem statement, try to cite whenever you talk about the research problem, you can cite the latest research of 2023, 24, that is latest. The Center for Disease Control for Prevention reported that smoking among high school students has risen from 27.5% in 1991 to 34.8% in 1995. You see, it is complementing. This part is complementing this part. When we talk about the adolescent, so it is complementing that. How adolescent? See, there is no citation over here. Why? Because the complementing sentence is about to come with the citation. You see, with the citation. Okay? This is the better way because you complete your discussion and then you cite. Unless this trend is dramatically reversed, an estimated 5 million of our nation's children will ultimately die at premature age. So you see the criticality of the problem. This is a very crucial problem. It has to be resolved. So this research has so much significance. So you see the research problem is there and with the great significance. So that's how you define the research problem. Any questions so far about the research problem? I am repeating myself, concluding that first you need to be sure about the topic of yours, the dependent variable of yours, and then you start writing on the problem statement. And previously you need to come to the exact problem. You do not have to be roaming around the problem area. You have to find the exact problem so that you can write the problem statement. Okay, when you write the problem statement, you start with the research problem. And when you write the research problem, you make a point that why your problem is very critical to be researched. The criticality of your research problem, the authenticity of your topic. So with the citations are important. So tobacco is a general topic and it comes with the adolescent tobacco. So you see, start from the general to the specific. So you don't go specifically to the adolescent topic. You start from the general and go to the specific. This is how you define the research problem. Okay. Any questions so far? Anything which is unclear? Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, when we talk about the evidence justifying the research problem, so evidence means evidence in the literature. Evidence or not of the common people, evidence from the literature. When we talk about the literature, it is a peer reviewed journal publications. What is peer review? Peer review is the multiple experts review the paper and then say it is good to go. It is a scientific research and rigorously done with no problem, with no error, no such error, so it can be published. So when they give go ahead, it only publishes. So it has a high authenticity than any common article, common paper. So it is of high value. Okay. So when we say previous research on adolescent tobacco use has focused on 4 primary topics. Okay, when we say 4 primary topics, several studies have examined the question of the initiation of smoking by young people, noting that tobacco use initiation begins as early as junior high school. Okay, so when we say previous research on adolescent tobacco use has focused on 4 primary topics, and then we talk about one by one. Several studies have examined the question of the initiation of smoking by young people, noting that tobacco use initiation begins as early as junior high school. You see, there is a contradiction. When over above we talk about that there is no over here you see the Center for reported that smoking among the high adults rising unless this trend is dramatically reversed and estimated. So over here there is a perception there is no such research and there is no implementation. That is why the things are exacerbating, the things are going really bad. But over here you see there are many researches already been done. Okay, the many researches are already been done. So you can write like that to bring the matter forth. Okay, on top you can write like this. Then you talk about what is already done. So you talk about initiation of smoking by young adults. When we talk about the initiation, it is starting of smoking. So you see it's already talked about when the youngsters start smoking, and they say junior high school. They also say junior high school. They mentioned the smoking start in the junior high school. Okay. Other studies have focused on prevention of smoking and tobacco use in schools. So other studies have the prevention of smoking tobacco use in schools. So one was focused on the junior high school and the other one is in schools. This research has led to numerous school-based prevention programs and intervention. With the citation, you see citations are going on. Every research, every discussion you say, every researches are already been done. So you cite. Very, very important, because your citation tells about the researches you are mentioning, that they are from the peer-reviewed journal or not. When we say peer-reviewed journal, it means they have the credibility or not. You see, from here we cannot see any credibility. But at the end of the paper, at the end of the research article, we can see the detailed citation, that is called the references, the bibliographic citation. From there we can go to the paper, and through that paper we get to know about the quality of the article. So this is very, very important. If the quality of the article is not at par, you cannot talk about the previous researches, because it means that you have not searched out the proper researches at all. Very, very important that when you talk about the evidence justifying the research problem, it's very important that you keep using the peer-reviewed journal. Okay, fewer studies have examined could attempts or cessation of smoking, adult cessation attempts. So you see over here, there is a gap which has not been filled. Could attempts and cessation of smoking, that was not researched at all. A distinct contrast to the extensive investigation into adult cessation attempts. You see, adult cessation attempts have been done, and this was done by this Heyman 1997. So you see, you keep telling that this is done, this is not, this is done, this is not. Why? Because so that you see, anyone who is expert on this topic, he can easily find that this is the problem statement is not properly developed. Why? Because any expert can see the classical or best studies have not been mentioned over here. So you see, adult studies have been done, you have to mention. You have to mention, because if you do not mention, it means that you have not searched upon the smoking properly. So very important that you keep talking. That's why I was saying that you have to at least read 10 papers. for your literature review and the problem statement. For the problem statement specifically. For the literature review, you can go more than that. Okay? Since it's bachelor research, so you must go up till 20. But 10 is for the problem statement, at least. And it is for the bachelor level research. When you go ahead, so it must be of 40 and more. Okay, up till now, any question so far? Over here, we discuss about the evidence justifying the research problem. These are the evidence which is justifying the research problem, that this is the research problem. Research problem means the noticeable problem of the researcher. This is the noticeable problem for the researcher. Why? Because no research is being done on the topic. Next. I'm just about to finish. Deficiencies. When we talk about the deficiencies, we talk about that these are the things which are not being done. For example, minimal research attention has been directed toward the social context. Now we talk about the social context, because we are interested in the social context. Schools as a site for examining adolescent tobacco use. During high school, students form peer groups which may contribute to adolescent smoking. Often peers become a strong social influence for behavior. In general, belonging to athletic team, a music group, or the grunge crowd can impact thinking about smoking. So you see, whenever you make your point, whenever you make an argument, you always cite. You cannot complete your sentence without citation. What does that mean? It means you can write a sentence, and when you require additional sentence to complement your point, to argue, to make a strong argument, you always come up with the citation. Without citation, there is no point. You see, there is a line which has no citation. You see, there is no citation. In fact, no at all here. But when the sentence is completed, when the discussion is complete, argument is complete, there is a citation. Okay, so that's how you write it. And at the last, you write the audience. When we talk about the audience, that the people who are interested in. There are different kind of people who are interested in your research. For example, when we talk about the adolescent smoking, the school teachers are interested, the parents are interested, the policy makers are interested, and the others. So the audience are very, very important, because it defines that how much well you research and what is the motivation behind that. So this is very, very important. So I hope that I have made you understand how to write a research statement, and which requires a lot of deliberation, and at least 10 research papers have to be read and followed. And you don't write anything without a citation, and every time you cite, you go with the latest researches and the peer-reviewed researches. I already mentioned about the peer-reviewed journal, which are credible to you for taking out the literature, so you have to follow that. Any questions so far? Okay, thank you very much.